I got a friend pregnant, so my baby mama kicked me out. I visit our son, slip powdered peanuts into her food. She gets ill and begs me to stay overnight to babysit. I hate triggering my ex's allergies just for a place to stay, but she won't help me out. Advice?
Can we talk about men who you let in your house and will not leave?
Oh, you're beautiful. My wife is beautiful.
Have y'all ever heard of the saying, a man loves you when he needs a place to stay? Well, you better fucking believe it, bitch, because I did not, and I was quickly humbled. I once met a man named David. David has 2 kids, 1 baby mama, and when we started dating, he mentioned to me that he still lives with her. So I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because California is so fucking expensive, dude. Like, it's honestly unlivable. Like, you can't live on your fucking own out here unless you have like 3 jobs and you sell drugs. Well, eventually she kicked them out. You go, queen. And I'm gonna phrase this very carefully. I allowed him to become my problem. And obviously, in the moment, I didn't realize he was a fucking problem, but he was a problem. There was a lot of red flags, but I was lonely and his dick was big. So when he got kicked out, he called me and I pulled up and I helped him get all of his belongings into my car. And I told him, look, I know it's kind of rough right now, but you can get your stuff into my house, keep them here, and you can stay the weekend until we figure out where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do, because you can't be here forever. And that's exactly what he fucking did. He stayed for goddamn fucking ever, and it was so fucking frustrating because I was so used to having my own space. He wouldn't leave me alone. He was so loud. He always had music playing all fucking day. It was too much. And you may be wondering, how did he manage to stay for so fucking long after you said a weekend? Well, I will tell you, he kept giving me false promises that he was going to take a class and he was going to become a truck driver. He'd be gone in a week and blah, blah, blah. You know, all this fucking bullshit. I eventually started finding like his baby mama's underwear in my house. It was just crunchy, green, disgusting underwear. He would swear up and down that all of that underwear was coming from his clothes because they mixed laundry when they lived together. I honestly don't really know the truth. I don't think I want to know. And then it got so much fucking worse, but I think I'm gonna have to make a part 2. I'm so sorry. Okay, bitch, this is part 2 of a man only loves you when he really needs a place to stay. And you better believe it, ho. You better believe it. So the last thing I told you guys was that I kept finding his baby mama's crunchy, green, dusty, musty underwear in my fucking house. And he was just saying like, oh no, we mixed laundry. I think I might have taken it with me when I took my clothes to your house. But I did find it very suspicious. I just didn't want to argue about it. But it was in the back of my little brain, okay? I thought about it a few times. I was like, retelling this story is stressing me out. I need a smoke. You would think that me finding the underwear would have set me off and that would have been my last straw. But no, it wasn't, because I'm fucking stupid. There was a day where he had mentioned that he felt scrubby. Sir, it's because you are a scrub. He was like, damn, I really wish I could shave. But like, Mr. Mans had no money at the time. And I had my razor, I had my hygiene stuff, but I ain't fucking sharing the fuck. Well, the very next day, I went into the shower and my razor was on the fucking tub floor. The immediate realization that this man used my razor set me the fuck off. I was so angry. I didn't know what to fucking say to him, but I knew he used it because his hair was on the fucking razor. It was on the razor. And it actually made a lot of sense because I was breaking out in hives and I had no fucking idea why. But it's because I was using a razor that this stinky ass man was using as well. And I didn't fucking know. I don't know how I feel about the lip color. I think I'm gonna take it off and just put on the lip gloss only. When I finally mustered up the courage to ask him, like, hey, did you use my razor? He just said sorry, and I was like, bro, sorry isn't gonna take the hives off of my fucking ass. And then a couple days later, I was like, hey, look, I don't think we should be living together. We're still getting to know each other. I think you should go. Moral of the story is don't allow a man to move into your house because they aren't gonna respect jack shit. Anyways, this is the final look. Thanks for watching.
So number one, beware of the doggone hobosexuals because they're
Girl, when she said beware of the hobosexuals, baby, let me tell y'all a quick story time. So I met this dude like a week ago on TikTok, and I was like, all right, let me give him my number, whatever, cool. I'm gonna link up with him or whatever. So we were supposed to go on a date this weekend or whatever, but we couldn't even make it to the date, baby, because he was trying to move in. The man was telling me he loved me, baby. Told me he feel like he know me his whole life. He want to get married. He want to know where I stay at. He want to come and stay with me. He want to do this. He want to do that. And anybody that knows me knows that I was in a very abusive relationship, and I don't let nobody know where I stay at, baby. Don't nobody need to know where I stay at, baby. You cannot come to my house. My children are here. No. You can meet me somewhere. No. But he was not having that, baby. I would tell y'all more, but it's just too much because so much happened in that 7 days of me talking to this man. It was just so many homosexual vibes. The homosexuals are out here. Beware.
So I was homeless from the ages of 19 to 22 on and off. And it's fine now, I'm 34, car, crib, whatever you want. But, ladies, get that man at your house because we will take roots. I remember back in the day, this girl really wanted it, and I wasn't even trying to give it to her, but she had, like, her parents' whole attic kind of, like, carved out for herself. I was in that motherfucker for, like, 2 months. Like, one of my boys was even telling me to, like, get my mail sent there so that they legally couldn't kick me out. Her parents didn't even know I was there. Please, Mom, get that man out your house.
What's poppin', bitches? So if y'all have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I have a homosexual ex that has 2 kids, a baby mama, obviously, because that's where the kids come from. And he left his baby mama's crusty ass underwear in my house. Not once, but twice. He used my razor. He gave me a rash. It was like a whole thing. Anyway, I've been wondering, like, what happened to him? I wonder if he ever got his shit together. Well, nope. We were cruising over here in Escondido, and I just saw him on the side of the road with some other bitch with a whole shopping cart full of, like, every single thing that he owned. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's like, bro, you literally used the shit out of me and you still couldn't get your shit together. He used to always tell me that my music taste was whack and that needed to be put on some good shit. And this is what he was fucking talking about, okay? Oh wait, this is an ad. Hold on. This is an ad. This is good. Okay, I found the right one. This one's actually not good, okay? Hold on. I'll tell you my sins so you can stop and get that. What the fuck? When your internet's laggy?
I've got time and I've got so much energy tonight. Can we talk about men who you let in your house and will not leave? So as you can already tell from looking at my past videos, I took that guy back. He claims he's single now. I don't believe him. I don't care. But I literally just needed my curtain put up today. And he came over and he was like, just make me breakfast in exchange. I love cooking, so I made him avocado toast, eggs, fruit bowl, whatever. It was fun. I was like, okay, cool. Well, thanks for coming over. He was like, let me lay in your bed. It's so comfortable. Okay. He was like, just 5 minutes. I was like, okay. 2 hours later, finally. Then he begged me to give him some schmed. So I made him some schmed. And I was like, all right, are you good? And he was like, you know what? Let's go work out. Let's go to the gym. No, I don't want to hang out with you. So he finally left hours later. And then he called me. He was like, you want to go listen to some music? You want to go to a festival?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. You should never, ever let a broke man stay with you or let a homeless man lay with you. Let me tell you, these people are like roaches. You will not be able to get them out of your home, even if you were trying to help them out in a situation where it was cold outside and they needed a place to stay.
So number one, beware of of the doggone Hobo-sexuals because they're
Girl, when she said beware of the Hobo-sexuals, baby, let me tell y'all a quick story time. So I met this dude like a week ago on TikTok, and I was like, all right, let me give him my number, whatever, cool. I'm gonna link up with him or whatever. So we were supposed to go on a date this weekend or whatever, but we couldn't even make it to the date, baby, because he was trying to move in. The man was telling me he loved me, baby. Told me he feel like he know me his whole life. He want to get married. He want to know where I stay at. He want to come and stay with me. He want to do this. He want to do that. And anybody that knows me knows that I was in a very abusive relationship, and I don't let nobody know where I stay at, baby. Don't nobody need to know where I stay at, baby. You cannot come to my house. My children are here. No. You can meet me somewhere. No. But he was not having that, baby. I would tell y'all more, but it's just too much because so much happened in that 7 days of me talking to this man. It was just so many homosexual vibes. The homosexuals are out here. Beware.
Story time. Let me tell y'all about how my anxious attachment style got me into some mess and cost me thousands of dollars. First things first, let me lay out the facts and paint a picture for you. I have just come from a wedding. I have been bitten by the love bug, and something in my spirit tells me that my husband is coming soon and very soon, okay? 2, I'm having some conversation with this guy on Black, BLK, and it is pretty engaging. We talk on the phone, there's some good dialogue, and I'm getting all the giddy butterflies. I'm really feeling this guy. And now that I look back on it, it's like, for what particular reason? He had the intellectual stimulation that I was looking for and craving and wasn't getting in other areas. So I think like that was the game changer. He texts me and he tells me that he thinks he's in love with me and asks me if I believe in love at first sight. I had just prayed a prayer to the dear Lord above, and I said, God, if this man is for me, let me know. But I don't know if I was really in a space to listen, but I did ask. And once I got that text message like 30 seconds later, I was like, God, it was like the heavens above opened up, when really it was hell. So first date, he's like, let's go to my mom's wedding. It's a COVID wedding. It's small. I need a +1. Would love for you to go. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. After the date, we go to dinner. And he tells me that he doesn't have access to his vehicle because he drove his mom to the COVID wedding, and asked me if I could take him home after the date. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So we go to dinner. We're in the car, and he's like, how long you gonna make me wait to be your man? And I said, how long you gonna wait to ask? And then he was like, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and ask right now. And I was like, well, I'm scared, but yeah. Y'all, turns out this man didn't have a running vehicle. Make sure you check to see if the vehicle is running. He did not have a stable place to live. I co-signed on an apartment for him, and he barely paid his rent. Or so time passes, and I'm over $7,000 in debt. Yeah, I'm trying to fix this attachment style.
You know, recently I heard one of my mutuals say that a man will live with a woman and expect to pay nothing, but when a woman lives with a man, he wants her to split the bills 50-50. And if that ain't the truth, like some of these men think they can just live with you and just stay with you for absolutely nothing. So the only woman that's going to cook, clean, do your laundry, and take care of you is your mother. So why don't you take that duffel bag and head to her house? Now, truthfully, her first mistake was having you put that duffel bag down in her house without beforehand having a conversation with you about what your share of the utilities and the rent would be. The fact that you thought you could just lay up for free? Like, for what? Like, some of these men, they always talk about what women bring to the table. You're staying in her house, eating her food, running up her utilities for what? Like, what did she get out of that? Like, if the relationship isn't mutually beneficial, most of us don't want it. Some men associate themselves with women who have the nice things because they want access to those nice things. They want to be in those neighborhoods. They want to be in those communities, and they can't get there by themselves. So all of a sudden they fall in love with somebody like you. The last thing you want to do is be somebody's gateway to your lifestyle. Just like how Steve tried to tell Kiki, never let somebody fall in love with your lifestyle.
Since Hobo-sexuals is the topic of subject from what I'm seeing on my timeline, I don't know how late I am, but I got a Hobo-sexual story for y'all. There was this guy that I used to chit chat with back in the day. You know, he caught me in my little Caesar's phase. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what I mean by that, that's when I'm hot and ready. Yep. So we done smashed a couple of times. Then whatever. So here it is. Fast forward 2019. I'm like well over 6 months pregnant. Me and my baby daddy wasn't together. We not together at that time. That's a whole nother story in itself or whatever. So I'm leaving out my car, walking to my door to my apartment or whatever, and he was outside and he was talking to his peoples and chit-chatting or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So he see me, I see him, we spoke, hey, how you doing, all that good stuff. So basically, long story short, I needed help moving some furniture and stuff out of my old place to the new place, and he offered to help. And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, you ain't got the help, but, you know, I appreciate you doing that because, you know, I ain't really had nobody to help me out at this time anyhow. So the next morning, he's there, 9 a.m., sharp, prompt, ready to go. And so he was like, yeah, I got to get some of my stuff out my trunk so I can have room to put your furniture and stuff in. Can I leave my stuff here? So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't mind because you helping me with my furniture, so hell, mine as well. And so then he asked me, he was like, I just got off work and whatever, can I take a shower here? And so I was like, you know, not really thinking too much of it. Yeah, I don't care if you take a shower here. I mean, hell, you helping me, so yeah, go ahead, take a shower. Now, from what he was telling me was he does a lot of work out of town. So that's why he had all his stuff in the trunk and he was in the process of moving himself. And so he'll be at his grandma's house or whoever house he could be at from time to time. So, you know, I ain't really think nothing of it. Hey, that's your situation. I, for one, really don't care. I just really want my furniture moved, right? Okay, so he only was able to help me move a few pieces of furniture because he only had like a Ford Explorer. So it wasn't much room to put anything else in there. Wasn't able to get the main thing that I needed, which was like my bed and stuff, because I needed a truck, and he didn't have a truck that I could have put my stuff on. Okay, so pretty much from there, he was like, yeah, I can find somebody with a truck. I know somebody with a truck. I just got to call my peoples and stuff like that and then get in contact with my peoples and see what's up. So I'm like, all right, cool. Again, not knowing what's going on. Mind you, his stuff is still at my house. Long story short, wasn't able to find a truck for that. And so we came back to my house and we was just sitting there because I was like, I ain't had no money to pay him. So at least I can do is like, you know, probably, you know, cook you something because I ain't got no money to give you for helping me. So like for part 2 coming up because I'm running out of time. So since hobos.
If you haven't realized how malicious and evil some men could be, then this video should have been your wake-up call. Imagine being so desperate for a place to stay that you would activate your girlfriend's or ex-girlfriend's allergies by giving her something that you know could possibly take her out of this world just so you could get a place to stay so she could actually stay with her to take care of her. Imagine that. That is the most craziest thing that I have ever heard that someone would do just to have a place to stay. They will try any and everything but look for a way to get a job. They will try any and everything but try to find an actual job, you know, to get the money that they need to take care of themselves. And here they are always the one talking about, oh, you ladies always want 50-50, or you want this, you want that, you always want people to care for you. So we're literally carrying y'all on our backs at this point. Seriously?
I tried to pay, he begged me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, you just wanna rock.
Not on Black History Month. Are you gaslighting this woman in her comment section about how she should feel bad for not giving this man the time of day because he's homeless?
To never let a man move into your house, and do not let him get mail to your house.
Listen, y'all, she is absolutely right. 'Tis the season because it's getting cold outside and people want to be laid up And what better way for a man to lay up than with a woman who really wants him bad and wants to cater to him and have him around? Ladies, we gotta stop dating guys who don't have their own houses. Like, that is something that at this age I refuse to do. If you don't got your own spot, no. And you cannot ever move in with me. If we decide that we want to take our relationship to the next level and we want to move in together, we're going to move in together into another space. I'm not moving in with you and you not moving in with me. It's nice to have love during this time of year, but don't play yourself. Just to have somebody up in your house to lay up with you, no. A man who's going to come move in with you is a man who's taking advantage of you. Don't play yourself. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
And literally says, I'm being wrongfully evicted by you and I'm going to call the cops. He has no lease.
So a lot of girls need to realize when these hobosexuals want to come and they want to like crash on your couch because their ex is so crazy, blah, 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 they are going to become a squatter. They will eventually claim that they are a tenant in that house. You will get in trouble for your lease, or you won't be able to kick them out if you're the one that owns the house, because now they have a legal right to say, I'm a tenant in this house. So even when you want to break up with them, you're going to have a really fucking hard time getting rid of them, because now it's not about a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. It's about fucking legal tenancy and like leases and shit. So do not let a fucking homeless man crash on your fucking couch for the same reason.
Do not fall for hobosexuals. They will talk their way into your house and they will never leave.
So for the sake of not having 80,000 parts on TikTok, I'm just going to do 3-minute videos. That's cool with y'all? I know it is. All right, let's get started. Back in the days on the Boulevard of Linden, it was actually 2017. So back in 2017, I was terribly single and I was fresh out of a relationship with my BD. So I was in a very, very, very vulnerable position. Of course, at that time, Snapchat was a thing. So everybody was on Snapchat. I was on Snapchat more than I was on Facebook or Instagram. So it happened that one of my Facebook ads happened to add me on Snapchat when I posted my Snapchat screen name, because, like I said, I was on Snapchat more than I was on Facebook. I should have known something was up from the moment that happened, but here we are. So he saw that I was posting a bunch of hip-hop things. I'm a hip-hop head for context. And we started vibing about Taxstone and his episode of his podcast, Free Taxstone, by the way, with Beanie Siegel. It also happened that I had just moved into a new apartment. He goes, hey, you're pretty cool. Do you mind if I pull up on you? Like I said, I was in a very, very vulnerable spot. I may or may not have obliged him that I let him pull up. So around the time he and I met, Dave Chappelle had put out his first stand-up. He actually put out 2 stand-up comedy specials, and it was like the first special in, I want to say, 10 or 12 years, because he hadn't put out anything since the early 2000s. So that was what we had planned to do when he got here, or got to my old apartment. Not here. So we turn it on. He gets there. I put out some snacks. I turn it on. We're watching it. I'm starting to fall asleep. This motherfucker is touching on me, saying all kind of shit. I know now that that's called love bombing, because he surely was saying anything. And I quickly realized that he is trying to lay me down. Y'all, he was doing all the right things. I ain't gonna lie to you. So in him trying to get me to do whatever he wanted me to do, he's whispering shit in my ear like, I want to stay with you. And I'm like, huh? He says it again. I want to stay with you. I'm still in disbelief. Like for part 2. I got a friend pregnant, so my baby mama kicked me out. I visit our son, slip powdered peanuts into her food. She gets ill and begs me to stay overnight to babysit. I hate triggering my ex's allergies just for a place to stay, but she won't help me out. Advice? Sir, go to hell. Go to hell. So let me get this straight. You got her friend pregnant. She kicks you out. So in order for you to have a warm bed and a warm meal, you decide to activate her allergies, knowing that she's allergic to peanuts. That could have been fatal, and your ass would have been to jail. All because your homeless ass needs somewhere to stay? You couldn't stay with the friend that you got pregnant? Bum.
They didn't have anywhere to stay, so you let them crash on your couch for maybe a day or two, which to me should be embarrassing enough for you to even say that on the internet, that you allow a man who is basically getting free sex from you stay on your couch. Because what the heck, you might as well go on Skidrow and find a homeless person and let them stay with you, because it's just as bad, minus the sex. But yeah, when it comes to like squatting, now that's not even squatting, but I know a situation where someone was staying at someone else's house and it was time for them to move and did not want to move. And we didn't know that you basically have to evict them out. So basically what the cops said was, as long as this person has one piece of paper that has their name that comes to the house, and they gave you a penny and said, oh, this is for the light bill. Oh, I'm just helping out with groceries today. They can literally, legally use that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong now, if we have any lawyers watching this or anybody who knows what this is, but I do know what we were told is that even if they give you a penny and say, hey, this is for the light bill or for the water bill or just for groceries, and you accept it, then you're stuck with that person, and that person now legally live in your house, and now you cannot evict them until you go and get that yellow paper to evict that person. Imagine you try to be a good Samaritan and try to help this person out, and for them to decide, oh, well, I'm not moving because now I have a warm house to stay. I was actually watching this news where this cute little white lady basically moved into these people's house, and I think the family was Hispanic. She moved into their house. She was eating, and they ended up putting a lock in the refrigerator, and she called the cops on them because she needed food to eat. And well, what happened was they hired her as a sitter, a babysitter, and they gave her a room to stay for a few weeks or something. And then she decided she did not want to move anymore. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I would have never guessed this little old lady. She looked like somebody's cute little grandma, and she refused to she refused to move out of their house. And they had cameras everywhere recording her, and she'd be waking up 3 o'clock in the morning, going to the refrigerator like it's hers, just getting food. And whenever, they felt scared in their own house with this lady because she was like a gangster. She was real. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. As a Haitian person, I would have thought of so many ways to get this lady out of my house, because what on earth? Like, imagine the audacity, the entitlement of people nowadays. You're trying to help them, and only for them to decide, well, this is my house now and I'm going to stay and there's nothing you can do. And the law here, and a lot of those people who do these things, already know the law, so they know what they can get away with. But my thing is the audacity for me. I understand you know the law, but this person was trying to help you out. Imagine getting helped, and for you to decide, well, it's my house now and I'm not leaving. And even I was watching this other one in New York. Well, actually, one of my coworkers, and those were people from her own island, and she let them stay at her house. They were trashing her house, so she lived like upstairs in the house, somewhere in Flatbush. She lived upstairs, and they lived downstairs, and she would bring like a random man in her house, and she refused to pay for like 2 years. This lady was paying her own mortgage, but the tenants who lived there refused to move out, and they were trashing her house, and they refused to pay for like 2 years. I'm like, how come I didn't know about this? I didn't know you could live off of somebody else's house for free, and the government will just allow you because you receive one mail there. I'm gonna have to start using this. I'm tired of being a good person. I'm tired of being a good person because we got shitty people out here just getting away with things. And just like people always say, oh, karma's a bitch. Well, if karma was, why we have all these heartless people walking around and nothing's happened to them? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Anyways, guys, that's my take on this whole homosexual. Do not allow a broke man to come and move in your house because you're going to have a hard time trying to get them out. Even pest control won't be able to take them out of your house. Don't let a broke man come and stay with you, just crash in your house for a few days until their baby mamas get their crap together. And the man who wants to, like, who needs a place to stay, usually want to move in very quickly, want to move the relationship quicker because they're living in their car. So be aware of men who is trying to move in or try to move their relationship so quick after like a day or 2 days of seeing each other, because those are usually homosexuals. You don't want to get stuck with a homosexual grown man taking care of them. Like I would move in a mother and a child in my home quicker than I would a grown, capable man. I just cannot see myself helping a grown, capable man who should be getting a job. Like, at least a mother, I know that, she's a mom, and I'll feel bad because she's a mother and she's a woman like myself, things happen. But as a grown, capable man, this can't be me. Couldn't be me, honey. Why am I here helping a grown, capable man? Meanwhile, you should be helping me, sir. Anyways, go ahead and click anywhere in the screen for the next video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm here for you every single day.